I'm Brittany, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new series called Finishing Strong. I know as of right now while I'm filming it, it is July. It's the end of July. And so we have like 6 months left of this year. But considering what I want to accomplish, I'm going to need it. So because I have so many in progress projects, and I also have a bunch of books on my shelf that I have yet to read, so I decided to put together a pick a book wheel where I will be putting a bunch of the books that I haven't read yet on. And also, I was going to put a different project with each book so that like it picks both the book and the project, but I don't think that there's enough room. I did laminate it so I can use a dry erase marker, and anytime I take a book off of the wheel, I can add another one to it. I do have to fix the spinability because it's not very spinny. I also put together, oh, it's upside down, a reading bingo. I did a couple different versions of it, where it's blank and you can write in your own prompts. I did this one where you could color in like the book and stuff, mostly because we're low on ink and I didn't want to waste a lot of ink and it wasn't gonna look good. So I did both versions. If you're interested in them, they are on my Etsy shop. So I'm going to be doing both of these. I also want to log all of the in progress projects that I am working, because my project notebook doesn't have them all in there, and honestly I'm just finding this not as effective. I feel like if I make a checklist on my through my Keynotes app, where I can put it on a list and then I can check it off as I go, it'll just make it a lot easier, and I can keep adding and adding, whereas this I have to find new pages, because this notebook works great for planning and keeping track of how much different projects cost. What was that? Oh, I forgot about those. So it's great for that, and I think I'm just gonna leave it to that, and just track how many projects I have, because oh my gosh, I'm sorry if you hear the fan, but I need it. I just hauled a bunch of stuff down here so I can track all the like, look at these. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more of these over here. I have 2 baskets over here of active projects I'm actively working on right now. I have a couple bags over here. I have this big bin, although full disclosure, I think some of this is fabric because I needed to find a place for my fabric. I probably wasn't in frame, but you get the idea, okay? I have, I'm stressed. I knew I had a lot of projects in progress, but I didn't realize just how many. And I'm literally like panic attack, because how did it get this bad? How did it get this bad? Okay, focus. I'm fixing it. Okay, so my first plan for this one, I don't know how much I'm gonna get done in this one, because it's mostly just figuring out where I'm at so I can start. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna first log all of the projects, and then what I am going to do as well is prioritize, because I have a couple projects I am working on for my Etsy shop, and that is my main priority. And then I have some projects I'm working on that I'm doing videos for, so those are also a priority. So I'm going to focus on those ones first. And then what I also need to do is figure out, and apparently I was misusing this term because I thought whips were when you were weaving in the ends, but my sister made me realize that I might be incorrect. So you know what? I'm gonna look up the term. Hold on. That didn't work. Okay. So I think realistically, because I have so many projects, what I also need to do is look at which ones am I most likely to finish and which ones should I frog, which I guess it's a new term I just realized or just found or heard, where you unravel it and then you have the yarn back and it's not a in progress project. I feel like there's so many new terms that, like, I've been crafting for most of my life, and I'm still learning new stuff, which, I mean, obviously I will probably never learn everything, and it would be boring if I did, but like terminology keeps evolving too, and it's just like, if you're watching this and you have any that you'd like to help me with, put it in the comments. So, oh gosh, I'm gonna do that. I also want to make a list of all the books I have yet to read from my bookshelf. This isn't all of them, but honestly, after I hauled all this, I'm like, I'm not hauling down any more of my books. I brought this one more for the visual of it. And these are a lot of the ones where I'm like either actively reading or I'm like really looking forward to reading. So that's a big reason why I'm doing that. But like the list for my books, I can go upstairs and just stand in front of my shelf and do it. So I'm gonna leave my books up there, and I'm going to catalog. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay. I actually did write a script for this that I'm completely off of. Let's see. I don't normally do, I'll sometimes do scripts and I sometimes won't. I wanted this to be articulate, but then after this, like, I'm feeling so scatterbrained. Like, just looking at this is stressing me out. Okay, so, yeah. All right, I'm gonna pull up the new, and I already have the prioritized projects in. You probably won't see it, but it's numbers, not Keynote. It's in. Here are the list of the ones that I'm actively working on that get priority. One of them is actually going to be several different ones, which is slippers. We actually have this tradition in my family that I'm going to try to continue, where we had great aunts and grandmas and stuff who would knit slippers and mittens and scarves and stuff for me and my cousins when we were kids. Now that they've passed away, me and my sister, who are the only knitters / crocheters in our family, we're trying to carry on that tradition. So that's more of like an ongoing project. So I have that on there, but I will never be marking it off until I have enough slippers for everybody. So that's a perpetual one, which I've been working on for a couple years now. And honestly, I wouldn't be anywhere near close if it wasn't for my sister Sarah helping me out with that. So thank you very much. If you're watching this, Sarah, she sometimes watches with my niece. Hi, Melanie. So yes, because I still have the, oh gosh, okay, hold on. because I still have the audiobook for this from my 7-year anniversary 24-hour readathon that I did with my mom. This is the book that I'm going to be starting with because I still have the audiobook, so I can switch between the audiobook and the physical book and take care of all of this. So I don't need the wheel as of yet. Let's see. Okay, so far nothing to mark off of the bingo as of yet. Mostly because I haven't started it yet. Okay, look at this stack. There are both crochet, knitting loom, and I also have a stack of clothes that need to be mended, which I completely forgot about. I've already deemed some of these, I'm just going to frog, I think is the term, rip up, because I'm like, this one I already decided because I accidentally put it in the dryer and it shrunk like 5 times. I thought I blocked it enough. I've never worked with wool before, so that was a lesson learned. But a lot of these, I don't even remember what the project is because they were so long ago. So I'm going to frog those ones. There was some yarn in with them. This is for the fishtail. And then a bunch of random embroidery floss, a bunch of garbage, and this much fabric. I do have those bags over here, but I do know that some of them are finished projects that I just haven't weaved the ends in because I procrastinate. I've made such a mess. Holy cow. Gosh. Where am I going to store all this? How am I going to figure this out? I don't know if you could see it, but so far, 48 projects. Oh, I feel stressed. Doing to myself. Ugh. Also, my book, I've made pretty good progress. Although I will say that figuring out where I am in the book in relation to the audiobook is tricky because it says it was 1 chapter and it wasn't. It was wrong. It kept saying it was chapter 1, and according to the book, I was actually in chapter, I think it was 6. Or something, and I'm just like, that makes no sense. Why is that? Like, why? So that's great. Gone through, figured out. I think these are all the in progress projects that I've got. It's been a couple hours, taking longer than I expected. But as everything stands right now, I have 57 projects that are in progress. I would say about 10 or so of them are mending, where it's like a button that needs to be put on, a broken zipper, a hole in pants, that sort of thing. So maybe I should make a separate list for those. I don't know, but I am tired and there's a mess. It's all on the table, which is why I waited until everybody was gone so I could do this, because otherwise they get irritated. Understandably so. Downside, my back is killing me. Holy cow. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break from organizing, and I'm gonna get an ice pack and sit on the couch and do some projects. I did bring my winder down so I could start winding. Ow. The heck? So I could start winding the projects I'm gonna frog and rip apart, basically. But I just, maybe I'll bring them to the couch and do that too, but right now I think that, and I'm also feeling like I just want to bump some of these projects off. Like, I want to just get as much done, because like that's insane. Why do I have so many projects? Half of them I don't even remember starting. So how am I supposed to finish if I don't know what pattern, like what I was going for, what it's supposed to be? I just don't know. So I mean, like, I have done a huge pile of ones that I'm going to take apart, but I think I need to assess and go through and figure out which ones are worth finishing and which ones aren't, and then, like, you know, going from there, because this is stressing me out. Okay, it is morning, and I've been frogging stuff, and holy cow, is it making me sneeze up a storm. Also, it's so annoying, but my winder is broken for some reason, where this keeps on, like, I don't know if you can see where it goes like that, and it's like, I don't know if it's supposed to do that, like, because when that happens, it, like, gets down here. I don't remember it always doing that. I've had it for, so long, I can't even remember. I started putting the projects that I absolutely know I want to do in here and over here, because they do have their own buckets. So I'm gonna leave them in their own basket things, because I have a shelf I have them on, so they'll be nice and neat, as well as in here. These are the ones that I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to frog yet. These are ones I'm absolutely going to frog. I have no idea what I was doing with this, and it was nowhere near done, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna finish it. So slowly working on that. I do have a bit of a time crunch because everyone will be back in a couple hours, so I need to have things at least cleaned up down here. So I need to get dressed because I haven't gotten dressed yet. I got up because I need my coffee, and I do what I always do that. I'll be like, oh, I'll get my coffee and then I'll come right up and get dressed and get ready for the day. Nope. Especially with this down here, I'm like, I need to fix this. Especially because Kit had a field day with it last night. Well, sort of. I was actually amazed that he didn't get into more. But there was like 1 or 2 projects that he got into. Luckily, they were all ones I'm frogging, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Mainly, I need to make sure that all the scrap fabric that I found in this bucket randomly, I need to find a place for and take care of that. I need to find a place to store all of these whips, which I was just watching a video and she explained it. Work in progress, which makes sense. I'm like, I know it makes sense, I just couldn't get my brain there. So yes. But again, I am blabbering. I could literally talk anyone's ear off. So I'm gonna stop talking and actually get what I just discussed done. Okay. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't sit like that. That's actually hurting my back. Oh, why do I do this to myself? Ooh, also, sorry, I know I was just gonna turn it off. Something I wanted to do for my Etsy shop, and I even designed it, is have project bags that say like making knots pretty, and I didn't think I'd be a knitting goddess, but here I am, or just like weird stuff like that. Like, and I actually got the canvas bags from Michaels to do it, and I got like the sheets to print out, but we have an issue with color printing, and so I haven't done it. So I have a whole bunch of still in the package canvas bags that I just don't know I can do anything with, because I was going to sell them on my Etsy shop. I think there's even a t-shirt in here. They are brand new, but I washed them, and now they're looking kind of weird. Never worn, brand new. I just washed them so that, because that's the habit of mine. Yeah. It's random, I know. Don't know if you care.
All right. So I basically got all of the ones that I'm definitely going to finish in here as of right now. I might change that as I go forward, but I've actually taken a few out and added them to the to be taken apart pile. So I have reduced the amount of whips that I have from 59 to let's see, 51. So I reduced it by 8. I've also unraveled 3 projects now. I'm going to be starting on this one next. It definitely feels a lot better now. But you probably can't see. Here, hold on. I don't know if you can see on there. Do you see all those fibers? And on here, that is from putting yarn on here. There's like fibers flying everywhere, which is probably why I've been sneezing up a storm. Fun. But yeah, I'm making progress. I'm feeling better. I've cleared a lot of space.
All right, so it's been a week, and I finished 2 projects, although it was mostly just weaving in ends, but it's still, I'm counting it. I frogged 4 projects. I would have frogged more, but my yarn winder was being really weird, and it was hurting my wrist, so I had to stop. I did finish this book. So I would say overall I did decent. I would like to do more. I think going forward I do have the rule of minimum of 1 book finished and minimum of 1 project. I would like to do more than that, but I'm just gonna have that as the baseline, and if I can do more I will. But this time I'm gonna give myself a little grace because I did spend a lot of time organizing my whips. All of that took, like, bringing it downstairs, organizing it, figuring out how many I was gonna frog, all of that stuff took forever. So with the finished projects, that brings my total whips to 50. I didn't count the projects that I was like immediately like, yeah, I'm not finishing these ones. So the total I'm estimating was like close to 70 projects. Let that sink in for a second, because holy cow, what is wrong with me? But I've narrowed it down. I have started at the bottom of my in progress projects. I put a want to start projects, and with there's several projects I do want to start, so that would bring my, if I were to start them, that would bring it to 56 projects. So it's not like a huge amount, but I'm going to try and avoid adding projects for a little while. And I might just go through and be like, you know what, this isn't even worth finishing. So I might add more to it. Some of this is mending, and I could easily just do that. So I don't know. I can't find the notebook that I wrote the books, my physical TBR books, on my shelf, but Editing Me will put how many more I have left right here, or on the bottom, one of the two. But overall I do feel a lot better because it's at least like, okay, this is what I have. It's not a question mark. I'm still figuring out where I'm going to store it and how I'm going to organize it. But that's a problem for another day. Perhaps next month's episode of this. Just because, honestly, when I make it into like a movie, into a video, it does help me finish stuff more, because it gives me like a deadline, or well, kind of a deadline, but it also gives me like that little push that I need to, well, I'm making a video of it, so you have to finish it, kind of a thing. It's a psychological thing, but I kind of need it sometimes. And I won't deny that there were a couple times where I, not even taking out the hooks or the knitting needles or whatever's with it, and just going bin, because it was stressing me out so much. I refrained, but I was getting so stressed just looking at that huge pile on the table. It was stressing me out so much. I can't even, So this is something that I do need to do. I know I have we're like halfway through the year. So I think I can take a big chunk out of my physical TBR and my whips if I take at least once a month working on it. It's just, I don't know how that's gonna play, because I'm also playing with like a rule of I can't start any new ones until they're all finished. But I don't know how realistic that is. Because first of all, me, but also because I have some patterns I want to work on to develop for my Etsy shop, and that is a priority for me as well. And sometimes when I get orders, that has to take priority as well. You know, and so just kind of playing it by ear. Also having videos for you guys, which is why like maybe making it into videos would help. I could always do like crochet along with me or mend with me kind of videos where it's, you know, so we do it together. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. It's just something I've seen other creators do, so I thought I might contemplate doing that. I don't know, but yeah, because I know like when my sister was here, it was really nice visiting with her, and we were able to just sit on the couch, and she was crocheting, I was knitting and crocheting and sewing and doing my stuff, and we were talking, and it was really nice having somebody to craft with. And so I think that's kind of where the idea spawned from, really, because it is nice, although I don't know how I would replicate the whole getting to talk to the person, but it's just an idea. If you have any thoughts or opinions on that, put them down below. If that's something you'd want to see or are interested in, or like you want somebody to craft alongside, even if it's just me on a screen. I don't know. I would probably do it like Saturday mornings or something. But yeah, that's where I'll end it for today. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!